welcome to Vengeance at Element Games. We're here at Steamforged Games, and we are going to be covering all the matches from today and tomorrow. For today, we're going to have random games on the top table, and then from tomorrow, we're going to stream the top table games. So we'll see 3 very competitive games tomorrow.
So the first round, we've got, I believe, Jason Fox versus Matt Hart, a name you might be familiar with.
Yeah.
Matt is playing Engineers. We've got Jason playing Union. So they're just going through their team selection, looking through Matt's 10.
Yep.
His 10 he's taken. He's got both captains, so Blister and Pin Vice on there.
Good.
Just Mother as the mascot, so no Ratchet. No Ratchet down there. We've got Colossus and Harry, and Compound, so 3 models with a 2-inch melee in there.
Yep.
And then we've got Hoist, Veteran Velocity, which is a surprise for me to see in a Tournament 10. She's not one that you tend to see that often. And rounding it off with Locus. Jason, I didn't get his full 10. I did see that the top of his list was Brisket, so we might be about to see a very fast goal-scoring game if Matt opts for the Pin Vice option. I think close control is going to be pretty good into Brisket, so not sure how that matchup would go. We're just sort of going to sit here and...
Yeah, so talking of Brisket, and so how many models in that lineup does the Engineers potentially have for close control? Obviously, the Velocities have it. Velocity has it.
There's no normal velocity in Matt's 10.
Oh, really?
Just vet velocity.
Oh.
No regular velocity.
Craziness.
Yeah.
I guess Matt must have some secret knowledge that even we're unaware of.
I mean, I can only assume that that's what it is.
I would never leave home without regular velocity.
No, I can't
imagine. It gives you that
playing.
fantastic striker.
Yep, she's resilient. She really plays into the snapshots you can get. She's really hard to get rid of. I guess Hoist can kind of fill that role. He doesn't have close control, but he doesn't die.
He'll never die with Tough Hide, reanimate.
So we got Locust with Reanimate.
Yep.
Got Compound with Gluttonous Mass. Veteran Velocity have Reanimate? I believe she does.
No, she has Gold Defense, 100 Handstand, and Flykeeper.
Okay, so Ratchet is very often seen as a weak link in terms of defensive, so he might be a target for any takeouts that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, with the Def 3 arm 1 and no Tough Hide at all, he can go down. As soon as he's knocked down, he's like easy pickings from the guild, and that's what you get for being human in a mechanical guild.
We've got Harry as the Union support.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any surprises there.
No, not really. Harry's an interesting one because we've talked about this just in theory crafting, where if you just go for him, Rise in Anger doesn't mean anything.
His defense is kind of psychological. If you can get at him before he's activated and gone crazy, he has a very good counter-attacking playbook. That playbook loses a lot when he hasn't gone crazy. Yeah,
he really needs to spike his dice roll to push you away.
So very often, if you're looking for a tech, he's a 3-1 model.
Yep.
They're pretty easy to get rid of.
He 17 boxes, I believe.
I think he's 17, but with crazy, if you go for him in turn 2, generally he's already taken 3 damage.
And the player haven't bothered to heal that up.
So yeah, Rise and Hunger very much that psychological thing where sometimes it puts you off even though it's the right play.
I don't want to give you 2 momentum, even though from hitting you I'm going to generate at least 4, maybe 5 with the takeout.
But of course, we're saying this like Harry is not a good choice. Like Harry is obviously a very good player
he's
to
fantastic. He's just one of the easier models to take out if you want to commit to him.
Yep.
If you do commit to him, that 2 momentum doesn't mean a great deal.
Yep, correct. But obviously a massive toolbox for them. Under Pin Vice, you can make him a Mechanica.
So it looks like team choices have been put down. For Matt, I can see, we'll get some confirmation in soon, but I can see Pin Vice there. I
can see Pin Vice, that's definitely Vet Velocity also.
And Compound. So we can see.
So double goalkeeper. So it's going to be Mother. It's the only mascot in his 10,
choice.
So it's definitely going to be Mother.
Oh, there's Jay talking, if you can hear that.
I think that's Harry. Oh, the speculation.
We've got Pin Vice, Mother, Veteran Velocity, Compound. That looks like Ratchet.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure who that one is underneath there. And for the
Union.
Union,
that looks like a Brisket, a Coin, an Avarice and Greed, a Harry, a Benediction, obviously pre-released at the event, able to be used.
Cool,
they don't have to be painted, so that looks like a big Benny. And a Mist. So very goal-scoring team. Yeah. So not even I say football. That's not focused on playing football. That's focused on scoring goals.
Very, very much so. So as you can see there, it is Benediction unpainted. That was one of the allowances we made with Grace and Benediction being released on the Friday night. We removed the painting restriction for them because we wanted them to just play each other, meet each other last night. They didn't want to spend time painting. Although if any players have painted, there is a competition going on run by Steamforged. We'll be checking out for the best painted Grace and Benediction, and somebody will be sent suitable swag.
And we have seen some really, really nice Grace and Benedictions.
Yeah, my heart. So, for what you guys at home, we can see the dice rolls in a dice tray, and we can hear the players as well. So currently, Matt Hart is chipping away in our ears, trying to distract us. Look at him. He's
getting wound up by our boss now. Nice
Yep.
bit of winding up by our boss.
Yep.
Cheers,
Well,
Matt.
Okay, cool.
So it looks like they're setting up, ready to go. The plot cards have obviously been drawn. That's the first thing they're doing. We don't know what they are.
No.
So
we're going in blind for this one. As we go forwards, we'll probably get a bit more information as the rounds go. Get one of the runners. Keep the players quiet, I think, for us, because that was a bit distracting.
And I think one thing that's safe to say, the plot cards in Season 3 do not have the same level of impact that they have in Season 2. They're very nice to have, but I don't think plot cards determine a game, whereas there were some occasions where it could be...
There's no gotchas particularly in this one. The only sort of gotcha that I have experienced in this one is knee slider.
Yep.
But normally it's very obvious when someone's got them because they'll go in really deep with the player to get that tap
they'll
in.
be hyper aggressive, and you've got a pretty good feeling that they're going to be
plucking
themselves back out afterwards.
Playing a game against Scalpel, and she came in really, really deep, killed the cat. I was playing Brewers, killed the cat with a legendary, scored a tapping goal, and I was like, oh, okay, well at least she's here. Heroic already, so I was like, well, she's going to be a bit further away, but I don't think he's got knee slider because he's heroic. She slid. She ran away. I was like,
back onto the deployment line.
Behind it. I was like, oh.
Okay, well, there goes my option to get anything done.
Anything this turn. Yeah.
Yep.
So Harry is going to be kicking off from the Union. So Engineers receiving here.
What do you think to that choice?
He's reasonably slow. I would personally kick off with Brisket or Mist and go for that hyper aggressive turn 1 goal.
Try and force them to take that ball and get it covered.
Put it somewhere they don't want it. So.
I mean, the chances of a turn 1 goal here, whichever way this kick went in terms of kicking or receiving, I think there was going to be likely to be a turn 1 goal.
Yeah, but both are very football-y teams. I mean, the double keeper is something I've thought about, but
not convinced.
I'm not convinced. So if you play Veteran Velocity just out in the field and put up the aggressive, what's it called?
Aggressive
fly keeper.
That's the one, fly keeper.
Get the additional attack from her ability as well. She actually becomes a decent outfield player.
Yep.
But I guess against this super football-y team, having the rush keeper from Compound and 5s to score, 4s for Brisket, it gives you some resilience in the turn 1 goal.
Do we have a hoist in the Engineers lineup? Do we have a hoist?
Oh, if Matt displayed his cards, we could tell.
So something that is interesting when you take the double keeper, just to add on to that, you're not allowed to play football, is the ability to true rep Horrific Odor and have a huge area of the pitch covered. Big old area of...
That's going to cost 2 influence to kick. You might get charged. It's 5s to score. You really don't want to go in and take that shot.
Well, and the thing is, both players that you would have with that on there, they're both players that are hard to get rid of. They're both players that once they're standing where they're standing, that's kind of where they are. So it's just that massive area denial.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see how this goes because I think Brisket is scared of close control. Close control can really throw a spanner in the works, but there isn't much close control in this Engineers team.
Compound becomes a fantastic ball holder for Matt in this game. Because Route 1, it's a character play that lets you make an advance towards the model carrying the ball with Brisket, but it has to hit. So if it hits Gluttonous Mass, she doesn't get to move. So if Compound holds the ball, he massively reduces Brisket's threat range on goal.
So we got a downtown kick to the 6, which has left the ball on the kickoff on the side of the kicker. So Matt gets the choice of where this ball goes.
Just gives it to Pinvice.
So ultimately, the choice of having Harry kick
did not pay off.
Wasn't the well? No, it wasn't necessary. I mean, granted, it would have been more accurate had he kicked with someone else. But in that situation, where that ball's landed in the end, there's not much chance of him getting that ball back wherever it went.
So we can see Pinvice, Compound, other Veteran Velocity.
I think that's Ratchet.
Ratchet's definitely in there. And I think it must be Hoist on the far side.
Sure.
That looks like his running man pose.
No, I think you are correct.
So
It's so rare that you don't see Hoist in the engineers lineup. He's just such a good utility player. He fits in wherever you need him.
He really does.
You've just got to be clever with your position and make sure you're leaving him within 4 inches of what you want to be taking next turn.
Yes. Right, if we just sort out our TO desk a little bit, or our commentator's desk, so we can see the teams that are out.
So allocation is done, I believe. Just shuffling through plot cards, seeing what's happening.
Yep.
Curious to see whether Jason had the plot card that meant that the way he looked at those plot cards tell me he might have had the one that means he can redo a scatter.
But that's an opponent's scatter, isn't it?
Of course it is. Maybe hoping Matt had it and was nice enough to use it.
Yeah. So Union have Harry. Looks like so it was coin.
So Mother just advancing, popping down an S marker. Liberal use of the proxy bases from Matt here, and a tape measure.
Oh, not tape measure.
The devil tape measure.
And he's got those beautiful sticks.
Confirmed Matt Hart tape measure user when he has measuring widgets. About 12 of them directly next to him.
Why would he do that? I feel like we should fire him.
They just berate him for it the whole time. Every time something goes wrong, just so it's because he uses a tape measure.
Yeah. I don't have Benediction's card in front of me, unfortunately. Avarice Greed, Brisket Coin, Benediction, and Mist. Yep.
Passes back over to Jason. He's going to go with Greed.
Oh, they're splitting up? That seems...
No, he picked him up.
Okay, right.
He picked him up, and now he's putting him back down.
Phew.
He's dropping him in a bit of cover and back over to Matt.
See.
So what do we think's likely to happen? I think Matt's just kind of moving his pieces into place. I suspect he's going to go with Velocity just to get his setup ready, but I don't think Velocity has any influence. I'm guessing that's the way it's going to go. Yeah, Velocity. He's just checking the 4 inches with a widget.
Cool.
And he's within 4 inches of the goal, directly next to Pinvice. Back over to Jason. Big Benny.
So there we had Benediction's put Stand Firm onto Brisket to keep her from being knocked down.
Yep.
There's no particular ranged knockdown in this lineup, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that.
Stand Firm knockdown, or is Stand Firm he's got one where he can give 2 additional armor on the first, or is that just to himself?
Oh, I want to get his.
Of course, that's the one card we don't have.
Yep.
No, you are correct. Stand Firm does give Sturdy.
Yeah.
Corsair also has it.
Yes. Yeah.
So Brisket now can't be knocked down, but unfortunately, none of the Union players in position to really get much done. I'm expecting, once we see the ball move to where the goal is expected to come from, I'm guessing we're going to see some sort of Molotov goad play out of Harry to just try and determine the direction they can go. But obviously he's got to hold off on who he goes for.
Yeah. Oh, Pinvice is going. Where's she off to?
Pinvice is going. He gave the ball to Pinvice.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she's going to move up and chuck out some alternator action.
Give Hoist a second activation. Yeah.
And probably speed him up as well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So the kick is successful.
Just one success on that 4-dice kick, but it is a success.
We've got a dice trays off the screen that will be able to tell you if things are successful, how many hits have happened and whatnot. This first stream might be a little bit ropey as we get to grips with exactly what we're doing.
Getting to grips with where we need to look, what's going on.
Yeah. We are in Twitch chat as well, so we've noticed you wanted the extra lights and things. That'll have to be done after the game. We can't go and interrupt to put the lights out, and we'll do what we can.
So, Jason trying to work out what to do. He's gonna have a lot of dead activations.
Yes.
Like in this, there's just so little that can happen, and with the ball being on Hoist, he's perhaps going to be kind of further away. I'm not sure if there is range there for that goad on Hoist.
The Union here need to prepare for the return goal.
Yeah.
So obviously, with Matt having alternator, he'll be able to. He receives, so he's going to have the last activation. So he should, in theory, score the last activation of this turn to stop Season Brisket going up and scoring.
And if it doesn't, Brisket does have enough to score on the return because she doesn't have that momentum issue. She can pass it to Harry, for example, dodge forward. I'm open off.
Get it back.
Take a dodge from that momentum. You've now got 2 momentum. You haven't actually moved yet.
Nope.
And then she can just do what she does.
Do what she wants, yeah.
she does have the consideration of 2 goalkeepers, and the fact that
does.
she's going to be a TN of still going to be 4 because of her special rules. So the goalkeeper effect of vet velocity is sort of dampened a bit, but still,
but it's keeping her at 4s at range. And if she wants to go real deep and get back down to 3s, then that's fine because Season Brisket will be there as well.
What do you think to that nest marker from Matt? What do you think that's trying to achieve?
I've literally no idea. I guess you can't end on a nest marker, so it's just denying a bit of the pitch. Potentially also Hoist can replicate and jump into it.
Alternatively, I guess you've got the potential of a compound push into it to get the extra crowd out.
Yes.
I guess it's just one where it's just slap it dead centre and hope it serves the purpose.
If you've got nothing better to do. Oh, Mist going aggressive there. So
Mist just moving up. So I'm assuming that's right up there, but safe. There's nothing that can happen. All the activations from Matt are on the sort of the top right of the picture.
Yep.
It's a peculiar one where the way that they've spread.
Oh, we've got a Blast Earth on Avarice and Greed.
Trying to get Avarice and Greed on that.
Look at Matt there, just touching someone else's models.
Just grabs it, rips it off the table.
We can hear him. He didn't even ask permission.
Didn't ask permission. Scumbag Matt Hart.
Awful. Absolutely
tape measure with widgets there, picking up people's models without asking.
So throw in the Blast Earth on Greed.
Going for the Blast Earth on Greed.
Is he thinking of bonus timing it? I wouldn't bonus time it. I'd keep my momentum for this. No, he's...
he is not bonus timing.
Oh, he's done it on screen. Nope, he misses.
And he's missed.
And
then the big guy looks like he missed also on double 2s.
Good job. Good job, Harty. Learn to roll dice, mate.
Had you bonus timed, I'm assuming you're looking for the bonus time on Greed there.
Yes, to get the 2 damage, yeah. But that was...
a good start from Matt. So far he's rolled 1 success. The 1 success on the path.
1 success on how many? 8 dice. Needing a 4.
Nice.
Well done, Matt. Well done,
Great
Matt.
success.
So
we've just had a question if he can copy Pinvice's plays, and I believe True Rep is non-captain.
True Rep's non-captain.
So he cannot copy Pinvice's plays.
Yeah,
so he's going to be looking.
Himself.
Assuming he's looking for a True Rep here.
Yeah.
What do you think he's looking for?
I mean, Burrow's an option, but it doesn't really achieve him anything.
No.
You could Blast Earth, but you don't want to do that. You want to run for goal. So nobody's plays here really benefit him greatly.
Because that's the biggest, in terms of offense, the biggest combo is when you've taken Velocity, and then you use either Nimble or Acrobatic, whichever is the best for the situation you need.
Acrobatic just pushes him up to that extra level.
Nimble just is horrendous.
5-1.
5-1 hoist. No, I'm good, thanks. I do like they're on the opposite sides of the pitch, so it's not going to happen, but the potential of TAC 7 hoist.
Yeah, TAC 7 hoist.
True Rep in Veteran Velocity.
Yep. What's the play? Aggressive defense.
Yep.
+2 TAC. Oh. We got Season Brisket's legendary just been popped there to give her a 6-inch dodge. And then, obviously, Harry gets to make a 6-inch dodge as well.
So Brisket placed in base contact with Harry.
Yep.
And then Harry getting the 6-inch dodge. He's used it really aggressively.
Aggressively, but not to score. Typically, from what I have seen...
you use it to get that third goal.
Use it to get the third goal or get the first. And what one of our local players, Sam Page, does is he pushes somebody up really far the field. Legendaries to get Brisket up there, pulls them back.
Yep.
She goes, scores, and then slides away.
Your other option is using it, so just sort of threat extension on a potential snapshot.
Yes.
So say you've got someone like Decimate or Minx that has that speed to get further ahead. And then you just pop it in there, you slide them forward, and then Brisket is in pass range. So if you're out of range to shoot, it can open up that snapshot option to you.
What are we looking at here?
So Matt's measuring up to Brisket. I hope he's remembered she's got unpredictable movement.
I think he's asked her. She's got. Oh yeah, good choice. He just asked the question, what def is she? Def 4. So he might be looking at sort of a rough ground.
Something that is interesting here is Matt has only opted for 1 2-inch melee player against a captain with unpredictable movement.
Yeah, it'll definitely be tough.
And he has no options for dodging outside of having the ball and passing.
Yeah,
he does not have any dodges and burrows.
No. Burrow and the legendary is the only thing, really. Oh, our battery level has just died on our dice cam. So we're as blind as you guys currently.
But it doesn't matter because Matt's not rolling the tray anyway.
Yeah, if Matt rolls... Oh, So Matt's going again with the Blast Earth. Did he hit?
Not sure what he's like. So he hit on average, judging on the marking, and then Tough Hide taking the damage numbers down.
I believe that was. We just got told that was 4 damage, so I assume he's been deletioned and tooled up by Ratchet.
I would assume so. Yeah.
And that was 4, goes down to 3. Him.
And I'm assuming missed on greed. So he was actually looking for how much health greed now? 7 health. So it wouldn't have quite killed him, but had he landed all of them, that would be a dead greed.
Yes. 2 damage, 4 damage, so it'd be 6. So he'd have 1 left.
But had the initial Blast Earth that he tried with Ratchet landed, that would be a dead greed.
You're right. You're right.
But it didn't. So.
Oh well.
Just some questions on the melee zones coming from Jason over to Matt.
It's interesting. Has Pivvice still got the ball there?
I believe so.
Just to pass back to get the momentum, just to generate it. I would have gone for the first turn goal with Hoist if it was on
Harry
the cards.
is going crazy. Who do you think he's going to go in on here?
It's going to go in on Veteran Velocity, try and get her out the way.
So he's just hovering out of range. I'm assuming he's going to be looking for a push to get into missed range to just get a bit extra dice. I'm guessing he's going to go for a knockdown. No, probably not a knockdown. Not immediately. No need for it.
So, oh wow.
So it said big dice spike.
Big dice, 5 net hits.
So looking at Harry's playbook, he can kind of take whatever he wants. I'm guessing he's going to take the damage with the double push. So he does. He takes the 4th result, Momentous 2 damage with a double push. Just pushing into range of missed as we expected.
Rolling attack 8 now.
Now 8 dice.
Have a look.
And there's another massive spike.
So 3 dice miss, which means 4 net hits.
4 dice. So he's same again, all the knockdown. Yeah, the same result again. Momentous 2 damage with the double push.
That's 4 damage done to Veteran Velocity.
So
she's got 10 health left.
And no reanimate on Veteran Velocity.
No reanimates. Okay. Have again. Ah, there we go. Dice evened out there.
There we go.
1 net hit.
1 success.
So Momentous 1-inch push.
So just getting the momentum.
Just generate momentum here. Get
forcing the question. Yep. Matt's played very defensively.
4 net hits again.
So it's another
down
2
to
damage.
8 health left on Veteran Velocity.
And then is that him out of influence at
That's
that point?
him done now. He's in his 4 swings.
Interesting to do. It's a peculiar one because the player that received playing unbelievably defensively and the player that kicked playing very aggressively.
But that was the legendary to get that. Yeah.
That is, yeah. It's a
really powerful legendary. I don't think that was an optimal use for it, unless he's got some secret idea that I don't see. We had confirmation from Matt there that he didn't hit anything on greed, so greed's still on full
all
health.
misses on greed. So, and that would be on 6 dice in total. So 6 dice and not 1 5.
Yep.
Wow.
That's our MD, everyone. No, it's not our MD. It's our creative director.
So we've got allocation going here.
Yep. So
the initiative roll, I'm assuming from the fact that Jason's going first that he did win the initiative roll.
Yep.
He'd have been plus 4, so did Matt have no momentum. So did he bonus time one of those greeds at some point, I'm assuming?
I think he did, yes.
So we move into this round. So obviously Matt will start the round, this turn with 1 momentum.
Yep.
Counter-attacking
options aren't really there for him because there's so much 2-inch melee in the Union team.
But the ball is so safe where it is.
Yeah.
It's covered by a counter charge. Brisket is deep in midfield.
Yeah.
She cannot get through that gap in the middle.
No.
I'm guessing it's going to be a Harry activation to try and get velocity.
Yeah.
Velocity down.
So he'd be. She ended the turn on 8 damage. 8 health remaining.
8 health. So he's
2,
looking
4,
for
6,
those
8.
4 successes on 8 dice.
He was super. He's got what? 2 damage on.
2 damage on.
2 hits.
2 on 2. So he will definitely take her
dice.
out.
He could take her out. Get
Definitely
the 2 VPs. Get the momentum. And with some lucky dice, he might gain some extra momentum during that.
And I mean, it's a weird side effect of it being a goalkeeper that you don't always see. But if that is a goalkeeper down, for assuming a return goal does come, I mean, the weird thing about this is you're going to be looking at a turn where Matt is holding off.
Just had the Harry's activated, gone crazy, and rolled hot trash. Oh no, 3 hits, 3 net hits.
So he's taken the knockdown this time. So he's going to be on.
Keeps her in place.
3s. I'm not sure about that one.
Go for the kill here, surely.
You've got to take that damage.
So next one was 4 net hits.
So he's going to take the Momentous 2 damage with the double push, but he's now out of kill range. Even with a wrap, can't kill.
No. He needed some big hits. Looking for 3s. Decent hit again, 5 net hits, but still not rapid.
Unless he can hit, it's got to take that 3 damage here.
Yeah.
If he gets that twice,
then he can do it. So 6 health left on her. Now, just checking reanimates.
Yep, okay, so he's taken on minus 3. So that roll has put him back in kill range.
Yep, so 3
he's
left.
Got 3 health left.
And
that is good roll.
He can do it.
That's going to be a momentum.
Damage 3 damage, takes her out.
Yeah. Not sure about that choice. Or was that the last attack?
That was last attack.
Oh, okay, that was the last attack.
He needed to do it then, but he got it. So 2 VPs
and
to
then the move coming in just to go and engage compound.
Yeah.
So 2 VPs up to the Union
Jason
team,
Fox
sorry.
2, Matt Hart 0.
And we can see 3 momentum generated from that. Obviously, the 2, you get the 1 from the momentous knockdown.
Yep.
Then there were non-momentous damage results, and obviously the 1 momentum from the takeout.
Yep. And he did the 2 momentous damage as well.
2 momentous damage.
And obviously
round
runs
clock.
up to engage compound. Very, very clever. 1 hour 25 left on the round.
Clock. That was quite a long wait. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, usually turn 1s are generally pretty quick.
Yeah,
so that was quite a long turn 1.
Yeah.
Matt now deep in the tank.
Yeah,
Obviously, ideally he is playing like a VP denial here because he's aware of where Brisket's VPs ideally want to be
where
coming
they all
from.
come from. Now, with Harry there engaging compound, obviously that stops Rush Keeper. So Harry has single-handedly so far
completely destroyed the goalkeeping strategy.
Yeah. And Matt really needs to push hard here. I mean, he's got some options open to him, but having the double goalkeeper seems to really want him to play deep in his half, which is what a footballing team is happy to do.
Well, he just used a huge amount of influence in that turn 1 trying to get rid of greed and got nothing from it.
I mean, that will have been his turn 1 strategy, is get rid of greed with the deletion, tooled up blast.
I can't help but think that going for the turn 1 goal would have been the right way to go.
Well, it just, against the footballing team, if you get the first goal, assuming you just trade goals, you're in the upper hand, and then it forces the football team after the second goal to go super either football denial or aggressive. And
so Matt just walking compound out, taking the parting blow from Harry. Obviously, so it'll be a 9 dice parting blow.
And what do you reckon here that Matt's Forgotten Gluttonous Mass doesn't trigger?
Quite possibly.
So 3 damage in the knockdown. Advancing. Matt had Forgotten Gluttonous Mass.
Does not get it when he's advancing.
We're going to see compound.
So Matt making some mistakes. That's what you get for staying up drinking, Matt.
Oh dear. Oh dear, Matt.
That is a huff from Matt.
Oh. So he started the turn with 1 momentum, so he could stand up.
Yes.
And he is disengaged because he is left to get the parting blow. So if he spends that momentum to stand up, Rush Keeper's back on. Will he do it? Yeah, he does.
So he has spent the momentum to stand up.
Good recovery there from Matt.
And then horrific Odo. So actually, even though he did forget the rule, essentially he's taken some damage which he could have done without taking. But outside of that, the plan worked. His keeper's back up and running.
Everything's working as intended.
I am curious as to why he didn't go for the hit, for the knockdown on the playbook, or just push him away. He stayed at max melee. He's got a momentous push with the tackle on 2 successes. I won't have gone for that. Yeah. You've got Harry is in that nest marker that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. So he would have been rolling 6 dice at it, a 3-1 model. You'd expect to get the 2 successes.
Your averaging on that is 3 dice, so you've even got the double push there to definitely disengage him.
So I can't help but think that would have been the more optimal play, but
we'll see. He's not in a bad place, but you can see the Union is drifting over towards that side. And
well, in terms of the flow of the game, you've got Mist, who's very much over on this wing, but that doesn't really affect Mist because of the speed of the player.
No, exactly. I mean, starting in cover, 2-inch.
Well, the thing that you've got to be on the lookout for, I mean, I don't think he actually has any influence on him, but if Benediction can get close up to... Obviously, Mist has got the special rule with the Salesian player where he can also get Shadow-like. And you can look at a Mist with +4 speed for free. It just gets that. Starting in cover, starting within...
In base contact with cover, 2-inch dodge, makes the advanced acrobatics. You can look at Mist basically back with where they go. Basically.
I mean, roughly estimating from what we can see on this shot of the camera, he's about a third across the pitch.
Yep.
He could cover that other third, which is roughly where that crate is sitting up, that Hoist is sitting behind. So I'm assuming what the plan may have been I could be entirely wrong, might have been to get compound engaged and then try and nip mist round to try and get to pin vice before pin vice activates.
Yep, very true, very true.
The
horrific order is actually not in a terrible place for taking shots on goal. You have to be far on the Matt's left-hand side of the goal to take the shot unimpeded.
I can only assume, judging on Mist's current position, granted he hasn't activated yet, he's in a really good snapshot position.
Yes, yeah, he is.
Because he's so far away from the pack.
From anything. But it gives options for Season Brisket to go in, tackle, just kick the ball into space, have someone take it over to Mist.
And that's another kind of interesting thing that happened in turn 1 where Matt did not go for the goal, where the only real way that if you're, as you say, playing 2 goal-scoring teams and you're both trying to trade goals...
Sorry, just to cut you off there. Greed has left Avarice, walking away, obviously fearing for these blasts.
Yeah.
Avarice is charging Mother.
Avarice charging Mother.
Getting involved.
So he needs to watch for this counter-charge.
Potential counter-charge. Will Matt remember? Will he take
Matt
it?
Going to check it with his dirty tape measure.
Ooh. Go on, Matt. Check that, Matt.
No, he's not. I'm not sure if he's... He's glancing at his widgets. He's gone.
He's
gone. The opportunity's gone. So obviously we can only speculate on whether he was or wasn't in range for that counter charge.
Yeah, from tack 10. 3 net hits. Be the momentous knockdown, non-momentous knockdown, surely.
Okay, so he singled him out, which would suggest that perhaps he's looking for a play with Vet Brisket on Mother.
Yep, to go and get the dodges off.
But Mother can so easily...
just get out of the way. So looking at 8 dice.
Oh, no, she can't really easily get out of the way. From what I can see, no influence on Mother, so that burrow out of combat isn't there.
3 net hits again.
Going to be the knockdown, I'm assuming.
Surely the knockdown. Or double momentous double push.
She's gone for the momentous double push.
Bring it in closer, make sure it's there.
Yeah.
Stay engaged.
Then is that all the influence gone?
That's all the influence gone. So 5
didn't go for the knockdown.
0.
Interestingly, didn't go for the knockdown.
Yeah, it would have arguably been a better setup if Season Brisket is intending to go over there.
Well, I'm assuming the hope is that's a blast earth in front of Brisket, correct? Is that here in the middle of the pitch? You can just see it on the GB. So just bring it closer, so maybe hoping with the singled out that he doesn't have to do the charge.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what he's gone for.
I would assume so too.
So, as I was saying earlier, just what I was going on to, the difference you've got here with the Vet Velocity and the fact that he didn't go for that turn 1 goal, the big advantage Vet Velocity brings here, when you're playing against two goal-scoring teams, the best way to get back into a game when you are starting that goal trade down is snapshots. That's how you can even that up.
So you can get that back on.
Vet Velocity's strength comes in at snapshots. Because against a normal shot, when you're needing 5s and you're rolling the dice, like 3, 4 dice when you bonus time in it.
Yeah. Needing 4s, it's doable, but it's still risky.
And when you're looking at and then when you're looking at snapshots, basically you're saying you have to come in tapping range. And the moment you're in tapping range, I've got 2 goalkeepers who are sitting here. They're going to be providing crowd outs all day long, and I can just commit people as and when I do. Interestingly, Matt's still not looking, as we discussed earlier. He is not even considering the option of just getting rid of Harry.
Yeah.
Harry has just been standing up there. He's been for half of the game. Harry has just been sitting in front of his goal. Harry is in probably tapping range though.
So just to clarify there, so Pinvice activated, passed to Hoist, used the dodge.
Yep.
That was successful, and using his dirty tape measure to measure onto Brisket, who is unpredictable. I bet Matt's forgotten.
Yeah, not. As I said earlier, with only the 1 2-inch melee player, options are so limited on what impact he can actually have on Brisket
here. Pinning her down, it's tough.
I just can't see it happening. No. I can't help but think that might be why the legendary came out so early.
It's because he's so confident that
he can be so aggressive. I mean, the fact that we're looking at a table here, as I just said, where Harry has been on Matt's half of the table for almost the entire game, I suspect, judging on where he is on the line, it's going to be so close as to whether he is or isn't in tapping range.
I think that's
so he's gone in, and that is going to be an unpredictable movement coming out, I would assume.
Matt's just tried to charge across the rough ground that's been put down there, so he's going to have to remeasure. So he's measuring. He says he's got an 8-inch threat. Sticks, Matt. Come on.
It is going to be expensive going through there. Matt has just said that's going to be too expensive to go through there. That is very expensive charge that will achieve you nothing.
Yeah. Being harsh to Matt here, but he needs to keep in mind these things.
Yeah. It's not a new thing. Brisket has 3 versions. They all have unpredictable movement.
Yeah. Twitch stream, if you're watching, what do you think of the game so far? Let us know in the chat. So she's just put deletion on herself. She's going to go for...
I'm guessing she's going in on Avarice here, surely. Just take the easy one.
He's not putting deletion on himself. He's having a mulligan. He's thinking of charging in on Avarice.
So he's now said that... He's just said, I've got it. So I'm assuming he's looking at Avarice here.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
What's curious here is, I mean, obviously it's too late to undo it now. You can tell that he planned and hadn't really measured it out. But I don't understand why you wouldn't have gone with Hoist and wandered in on Avarice just for the extra dice.
The extra dice, extra punch in to begin with as well.
So he's just jogging in on Avarice.
So
he's gone base to base with Avarice. Just
walking in base to base.
He's gone for the counter attack.
Counter attacking.
So obviously this is scary because Avarice is such a fantastic counter attacker. Granted, he is Pinvice is 5s. He's only going to be getting 3 dice.
Tack 6.
Sorry, tack 6.
-2 for friends.
Minus the 2. So yeah, 4 dice. I mean, that's doable.
A little spike and then you get the 2-inch push away. Or the knockdown. Oh, he's going to generate momentum surely here.
Definitely a good choice to go for the counter there.
We have just had
We're getting invaded by a dog.
Ah, everyone forget Gilball. The dogs
everyone
arrived.
Forget Gilball. There's a puppy wandering around the commentary area. And we are very lucky to have this commentary area. It's a lot of nice improvements made at the
Element Games Centre.
The Element Games Northwest Gaming Centre. It's a really impressive venue now.
It
Lots
is.
of lovely tables, and it is absolutely rammed today.
Is full in here. Oh.
So the counter attack coming in here. And that is the double push that he needed.
Double push.
That's very unfortunate.
That is shut down Pinvice's activation.
So Pinvice is done. That's
I guess
it.
Shield.
Matt, I believe the phrase bitter. A bit salty.
A bit salty,
about that one.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 left, so I'm guessing the play here is just going to be slap deletion on someone.
Somebody. Back there, feeling pretty grim about this. It's not been a great activation for Pinvice.
No, it's not been a good activation. I mean, there's kind of nothing he could have done about that unless he had gone for the charge and just gone for that knockdown on the 5 just to make sure that wasn't coming. So he has just put deletion up on Hoist, and then he's called that the turn. So he passed back over to the Union player. Yeah. So at the moment, it's a peculiar one where you've had Matt controlling the ball all game, but he's never really been in control of anything other than the ball.
That's it, yeah. I mean, the thing is, this team doesn't have damage output. Let's be quite honest about that. Besides deletion, besides tooled up, but that's all going on to one very telegraphed player.
Yeah.
And that player, I mean, besides Hoist, really, if he was to take the +2 attack from velocity, then he could very reliably hit that 4 damage on 3 if he gets all the buffs.
Yes.
But that is so many activations to telegraph that you just accept that's going to happen and plan for something else.
And a lot of these activations are really hurt by counterattacks. It's like the big thing with Avarice is if you're going in on him, you need to have got those crowd outs placed. As I said, had he planned ahead enough and sent Hoist in first, then Avarice is only getting 3 dice there. And you would generally expect not to get those successes you need. But that was Matt had moved the model before he had fully planned the activation out, and then kind of had to divert. He got kind of fortunate in diverting because had he gone for the original plan, that would have worked out exactly the same.
Yeah, it would have.
But he would have got nothing out of it.
But there'd have been no deletion on Hoist.
And no deletion on Hoist.
So silver linings, I think.
Yeah, we'll go for silver linings. Did he get the momentum? He at least got the momentum out of the first attack, correct?
I assume so. I didn't actually see what the dice were rolled. He's got one in front of his goal, so yes, he got momentum for it.
So Benediction had just wandered up when he missed with his activation now.
Yeah.
So he's going for the shadow-like.
Yep. So Twitch chat said at least he didn't charge into unpredictable movements. Yeah,
agreed. Yes, that's fair.
Thanks, Sid. Oh God,
So he's gone for the shadow-like. I'm guessing Gluttonous Mass is still up, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Gluttonous Mass is still there, but that token on compound is a horrific odor.
It is, yeah.
So I'm guessing he's just going to go in. How much influence is on mist? Unfortunately, we can't see. So he's gone for a charge with Missed. I don't really know.
I don't think he has. I think he's just walking in, getting into 2-inch range. So obviously.
No, he said he declared a charge.
Oh, was he? Oh, no.
Did he?
He's rolling. He's going to be rolling 4 dice.
So he jogged.
Matt is thinking on the counter here. Surely Matt counters because he's gluttonous mass.
3s and 1. So that's the gluttonous mass gone.
Triggers gluttonous mass triggered. And that's it. One more hit.
Another hit, and this is just going to be for some momentum.
3's 1, 2 net hits.
So I'm guessing momentous dodge.
Momentous dodge.
Momentous 1-inch dodge.
Disengage. Oh, no, we're keeping him engaged. Oh, Harry's engaging him.
Yeah, because he's not. Harry isn't engaging him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just out.
Below earlier
Just
on.
out.
I remember. So, question from the Twitch stream from BBZS. Not knowing the engineer lineup too well, what do you think? Can Matt get back from this?
At the moment, Matt has complete control over the ball. He's 2 VPs down. The bigger aspect of this is looking at the influence allocation and where that's allocated. Brisket still has to activate.
Yep.
You've got Compound, who I'm guessing is now going to be the target of Brisket. I'm guessing that's where he's going to go.
Brisket, so Party's going to have the last activation. Surely you save that on Hoist as long as possible. Or get him onto the fast ground so the next turn he can zip in.
The game is by no means over.
No.
It very much depends on the timing of the goal going. I mean, Matt has a lot of damage buffs. He's got tooled up and deletion on Hoist.
And 4 influence.
I'm assuming he's not going for a goal.
Nope.
With Hoist, he has at least a very reliably momentous playbook. Yes. So he's going to be looking at least 4 momentum off that.
On top of what he's got. So there'll be at least 5 momentum there. And
I'm not sure how many is on Brisket. I think there's 4 perhaps on Brisket. So the momentum will be quite even. I think this is going to be one of those sitting on the fence where a lot of this is going to come down to the initiative roll of the next turn. I think we're going to go into the next initiative roll with the Union up on momentum, heavily up on momentum, probably about 3 up on momentum. If they win that roll, it depends on where that ball is. It depends what they've done with that ball. And it depends on where Brisket is sitting. The danger that comes in is if a takeout is pushed for by the Union Tide at the end of this turn. Only needing 2 goals versus a team that's going to need
3. So, Vet Velocity, I reckon she's going to be coming back on that far side of the pitch. She has to get back into it, surely.
I'm not sure.
Also, just coming on behind the goal isn't terrible because of
just getting goal defense up.
100 hand stance. If they miss, she gets the ball. She can be somewhere nice and safe. And
interestingly, if she comes on behind the goal and the ball goes to her, Matt cannot generate influence.
Momentum.
Momentum. Influence. Wrong one. Cannot generate momentum if he goes for that. I'm assuming...
he can't he? Because he wasn't the last person to touch the ball.
He will be touching the ball.
I don't think it works like that. I think it's if you have the ball and you go behind the line, you can't generate it. Okay. If it ends up on you, you can. So something that I believe happened in the World Championships at SteamCon last year is we had... my mic's been adjusted. We had... Oh, that's much better. Mortician player... Oh, it's at British Championships. We had a Mortician player, Puppet String, decimate...
Did a Puppet Master someone behind the goal?
Behind their goal. So they were the last person with the ball. They were friendly at the time. They went behind the line. They can't generate momentum for the rest of the turn. That model had already activated, so couldn't get back.
But I wonder if that was because that was due to... Because they weren't friendly when they were moved there. But this one, in this case, isn't the same thing because the model was placed there.
The model's been placed there, but they didn't have possession of the ball at the time.
Oh, okay.
So because it's ended up on them, that's fine.
Okay.
So it's not a terrible move. So in Twitch stream here, they're saying that they would have taken regular velocity rather than veteran velocity for this matchup, and I would agree.
Interestingly, regular velocity, not even Matt's 10.
So yeah, guys,
not even present in Matt's 10.
Yeah, she would have been so good here.
I mean, the biggest thing she brings is close control.
Close control
is
huge.
You're looking at a really strong footballing sort of side of the game at the moment. Not taking in terms of the players that he has taken, we are looking at Pin Vice close control.
Yep.
Mother have close control?
I don't think Mother does. No, she has Spider Nest and Webbing.
No. Is it just Pin Vice that has close control in his 10?
Yep. It's got a lot of defensive tech, so he's got a lot of like sturdy and
sturdy. He's got gluttonous mass on compound. But it's that's really interesting.
Yeah, so for guys in Twitch there who's chatting about why he didn't take regular velocity, he didn't because it's not in his 10. Let us know what you think about that. We've got our own opinions, obviously.
Yeah.
The opinion that it's wrong.
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that.
You take your striker. Oh, so looks like Hoist has gone in on Avarice. It's got 5 net hits. And so for Hoist, surely with deletion and tooled up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mentus 4 and a push dodge.
And he moved right the way around to maybe try and
I guess
Brisket, and he dropped the ball. He's left the ball behind the crate.
I was just about to say, we'll probably find out, as Guild Ball is one to do, where you move the model and go, oh god, the ball, at the end of your activation.
Did he intentionally drop that?
Did he drop it, or is he going to go, oh, of course, it's round here? Or will he choose at the end of activation, oh, actually, yes, I did mean to drop that.
Interesting.
We didn't hear through our headphones whether Matt was meant to be doing that. So, Twitch stream, yeah, we don't know if he's left the ball there.
I mean, it's not the worst place to just drop it.
No. Oh, counter-attack from Avarice. Did well. He's looking at a 2-inch push there.
Again.
Big dice. Big dice. Considering Hoist is 4's 1, Avarice rolling 5 dice. It's
4 dice? No, 5 dice.
He's
not in cover. Yeah. And Pinvice got shoved out.
Slightly on the up of average, needing 3 successes. Oh, but didn't seem to do anything. Oh, he
opted for them.
So
he's sturdy.
He's sturdy, Matt. Come on. Come on, Matt.
You can tell it was a late night for some of these players here.
Yeah.
Last night. So sturdy.
So Matt there spent some momentum to stand up when he didn't need to.
When he has sturdy.
Come on, Matt. We'll get him in the dojo, I think, for the WTC.
Oh, yeah, we'll have a good old chat with Matt after this. Just going, don't forget that Brisket has unpredictable movement and that Hoist has sturdy.
Yeah,
you know, one of the best pieces of defensive tech in the game. Maybe don't forget that one.
And Gluttonous Mass, that doesn't work on.
I'm waiting for him to have the ball on Hoist and Jason to go in for a tackle and he go close control. Yeah. Just got to play the wrong traits.
Wrong traits. I wonder if he'll remember later in the turn when he checks the card and be like, oh, I had sturdy.
Interestingly, in the chat, someone saying they'd probably take Harry, and I agree. I think the fact that he
needs a 2-inch melee,
even maybe Colossus as well.
Yeah,
Colossus maybe instead of velocity, close control and 2-inch melee. It's kind of a double whammy. This Union team would probably struggle to get rid of the tough hide model.
Yeah, yes.
No damage buffs available to it
at all.
So he's not going down.
Yeah.
So at least, at the very least, can out-heal
Avarice there looks to only have a few boxes left on him.
That looks like 4, maybe 5?
3, 4.
But Brisket still hasn't gone.
Yeah, so there'll be a heal coming, surely.
Guessing so. And now questioning Ratchet's
Brisket eyeing up Ratchet, I believe, here.
So we've got some peculiar activations coming out. We've got both players seem to be planning ahead and then changing.
Yes.
So we saw the set, what would assume would be the setup play to go in on compound.
Yep.
And then he's questioning the defensive Ratchet. Unless he's questioning that in terms of, I'm going to go here, so I have plenty of options.
So Brisket here, gliding and charging Ratchet.
Momentum to glide and charging Ratchet.
So
interesting.
She will have 9 dice.
So that,
there. No crowd outs of any sort.
So it's going to be 9 dice.
Yeah, people in Twitch chat saying that they'd take Harry. Someone says they admire Matt for breaking meta lineups.
Yep.
Yep, sure. How about Ballista instead of Pinvice from the very beginning? I think Pinvice is the...
I think both have their merits.
Oh. What's Matt doing here? Okay. Right.
This is what happens when Matt changes the team he's going to play at the last minute. Last time I checked, he was playing either Morticians, Butchers, Fisherman, Union. So we've got a bit more rules confusion coming in.
Yeah. Oh, it's a wrap.
Momentous 2 damage.
As if she just wrapped. Oh, that's grim. So Season Brisket there, Momentous 2 damage, and I assume a 1-inch dodge on the first.
I'm guessing the play here is he's just trying to soften up as many people to have a big Harry activation and try and get... But if you commit to some attacks on compound, I can't help but think you go through with that.
Oh, yeah. You've got a free 3 damage on him. He's got 17 left. Yes, you spend an influence to get rid of Gluttonous Mass, but then it's gone for the turn. And
granted, he does have the consideration of compound blowing up.
True.
It's very often forgotten that compound blows up when he dies, and he has
very
a lot of players in there, whereas
Yeah.
that wouldn't hurt the engineers too bad. And then
No.
you have the prospect of where the positioning is. If he is to take out Compound here, currently Compound is completely locked down.
Yeah.
If he takes out Compound, he gets a free reposition. He gets to move himself to where his counter charge can be way more prolific.
be useful. Yeah. And then have both keepers sort of either side of the goal, and then you've got to make a choice of which one you're going to go for. You're going to try and get rid of rush keeper or get rid of the +1 target number.
Yeah.
And if you go for veteran velocity, I think veteran velocity should come on the left-hand side of the goal, 4 inches away, to make her a real annoyance.
Just to be
these
annoying.
goal threats.
Yep.
And if you want to go deal with it has to be Harry to go and push her out the way, and
Yep.
then Harry's away from the pitch. I mean, granted, it would probably end up in another takeout, but if that is a delaying tactic that you can use to get Harry away from the fight and get yourself a goal in that time, I think that's something you can trade off.
So we've got allocation again here. Jason winning the initiative role.
Looks to be that way. Yes, Dr. JBP. These will be available as VODs on YouTube and via the Steamforged blog. Likely to go out a week after this, so be starting to try and release them next weekend.
So that looks like another 4 on hoist.
It's loud.
As you may have just heard over the microphone, there's an hour left on the round clock.
Yep.
That looks like 5 or 6 on pin vice. I believe 2 on ratchet.
4 on Harry there as well.
And then I'm guessing
4 on hoist.
Yeah, he's definitely got 4 on hoist. I think it's 5 on pin vice.
Is this a legendary turn?
I'm assuming he did drop the ball over there.
Yeah, he must have done. I think he did.
1 on mother, none on compound, none on veteran velocity. And veteran velocity, interestingly, is that a nest marker sitting behind Matt's goal? Is that in play, or is that...
I have no idea.
There's no way that was in play,
it can't be in play. So Harry is activated. He's gone crazy, taken the 3 damage. I think he's down to he's taken 9, so he's got 11 health left. Gone crazy thrice. Just clarifying that he's out of 2-inch. But Compound is engaged by Mist. There's no counter charge to worry about, and obviously no parting blow for Harry because he's out of the engagement.
So he's jogging over, and Harry's looking to finish off Ratchet, I'm assuming here.
It must be.
How about, do we know how much health Ratchet was left on? I'm trying to find his card in that. Where is
Ratchet,
his card?
He is the
So he's
fourth
probably got about
11.
8 health left.
Ratchet looks like 11 to me.
So in terms of the cards, it's rows of 10 each time. So it looks like the full bottom row's full.
I can see a little bit of white on the bottom row.
So obviously, did he only end up getting 2 momentous damage in that whole...
Yeah, because when Brisket went in...
he starts on 17.
Yeah,
so say he did 8 momentous damage.
Yeah. And Harry here rolling pretty well. We've got 6 net hits. And that is not a wrap, but it's 3 momentous.
So it's 3 momentous damage with a double.
Oh, it is a wrap.
So it was a wrap. Is that a wrap?
6 net hits isn't a wrap, is it?
I think it was 6 net hits. That's a poor dice roll there.
It's
4 hits there. Just going for the momentous 2 damage with the double.
Looks like 6 left.
Yep. So you're correct, he was on 11 health.
Yeah.
That's a massive
Everything
roll.
hits. Everything hit on that roll.
So yeah, that one's definitely a wrap.
That's definitely a wrap, yeah.
Not sure about the first one.
No, I thought that was not a wrap, but it didn't really do anything besides generating extra momentum.
Yeah, which I don't think is going to be the begin. Like, it's not maybe not going to be huge, but that is an error on Jason's part there.
Yeah.
Burn the witch.
Yep. So Harry healing himself to take him back up to 15, and also healing Avarice after the damage that was done by Hoist from the previous turn.
And that is going to be.
And he's still on 3 momentum up.
Ratchet left on 3 boxes.
It looks that way,
boxes.
yeah. I think 3 is the correct.
So Matt does have his momentum. I don't think it's worth. I'd almost be tempted to activate Ratchet, chuck Tooled Up on someone, heal, and just be like, you're going to have to commit one of your higher influence allocations to finishing him off.
Finish the job, yeah. I think he's knocked down because he was hitting on 2s. So he stand up, heal.
Stand up, tool someone up, heal, and just be like, I've now got 7 health. You now have to commit one of your higher influence allocations to getting him gone.
His damages now is Avarice, who doesn't seem to have any. Maybe 1. Brisket, but that's a lot of influence to do 7 damage, and that would be her influence.
So I think if he goes for this play, you will see a weird swing where despite the fact he is so close. Oh.
Okay. Oh.
Okay,
Using
so
Fixer to help out Hoist, I believe, there. Maybe. Tool up pin vice.
I'm not entirely certain what he declared Fixer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it was on. He cannot Fixer himself.
He's trying to...
No, that's the heroic.
Matt tried to use Fixer on himself. He's forgotten that it's friendly Mechanica.
And that's a heroic, so he's not going to be able to use Fixer on himself.
Yeah.
So he stands up to just get rid of the condition. But he does have Fixer available, but I'm not sure if he's got anything, anyone to use it on.
Removes all conditions. Yeah. Matt's saying that he would be happier if he was playing Ballista.
Yeah.
He's deciding to tool up pin vice and punch Brisket. And he gets 2 net hits.
Rolls all right.
Taking a momentous push, generate himself a momentum. Surely he's stood
going
up.
To push him into compound. Surely, no, he's pushing him into the right into the ruckus.
Right into the
so obviously, he's maybe trying to get him in there. If you go with the hoist activation, assuming she doesn't go next, you go with the hoist activation, get a push dodge right deep in there.
Yeah.
And you just get her stuck in that middle cluster.
Yep.
Of mother
benediction coming in now.
And you go with that.
It's just a mess.
Get her in the middle of mother pin vice. Use those push dodges to get her sandwiched in there.
Yep.
And
just trap her.
The legendary's down.
Yep.
Can't use that to get out.
Yep. So, guess we just missed it there. Matt did spend one of the momentum to heal Ratchet, so he's back on 7, and he stood up.
And went for one attack and just got that momentum back.
Push. So, good recovery from Matt there. Question from Sid. Mr. Greed will stay back there playing with his snake. No influence for where they go.
I think the snake could give him the influence for where they go if he really wanted to disappear up there. But at the moment,
I think Greed's happy just standing there.
I think Jason's definitely aware that in terms of the control of takeouts, he has it.
Yeah.
And if he sends up Greed, he gives an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I think that Greed there is also not a terrible place for
picking up the ball and pick up the ball, send it up. He's got 2. Okay, it's just going to be missed in range for that snapshot now.
Yeah.
So in range for that snapshot.
And as we spoke about, veteran velocity coming back on the edge of the table.
I'm not sure I'd have been that defensive.
No. I mean, an interesting thing is, could Harry have sprint round there, just push her off? 3 2VPs?
Quite possibly. I don't think he's quite got the range. With compound there, there's nowhere to get where the counter charge won't happen. It would have to be such a direct route. Yeah. Matt declaring a counter attack against this attack. He's gone for the non. So he has activated Brisket. Jason aware of the threat of getting pushed into that ruckus and decided he wants nothing to do with it. And I suspect he is. So the counter attack from Matt. 4 dice on the counter attack. And on the counter-attack, he rolls
3 hits, so momentous push is available to him. Well, obviously no momentum, but the push is there. Can't get disengage her because she moved into base to base. But send her back in. Yeah.
Yep, so he's taking the option to just shove him back to where he came from. Now he's going for it again, and this might well... 4 dice, needing 5s. He gets 2 successes.
It's in 3s, hitting Ratchet.
Oh, sorry, it's Ratchet, not pin dice he's hitting.
Non-momentous 2-inch dodge to try and get out of there.
Yeah, he's just trying to...
But this is good. Like, no momentum's been generated by Jason here, so Matt just whittling away Brisket's influence. No shots on goal, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, if Brisket's influence... Yeah, no counter charge range. You're right, BBC. C, D, E, F, G, H.
Yes, correct. You have got missed engaging him, so that is currently off the table.
Yeah.
So we've got about 50 minutes left on the round clock. So this is a slow burn. This is 4-0.
Yeah, 2-0 currently.
2 takeouts.
2 takeouts?
Oh, sorry, no. Ratchet didn't die.
2-0.
So just 2-0. Really low-scoring game so far. In terms of the clocks, from what I can
17 minutes for Matt and 23 minutes for
Jason.
So from Diatrek there, Matt really does all the scumbag moves, including coffee on the Guildball branded Matt. What a scumbag.
Wow.
He has table space there.
Scumbag Matt.
And a lovely comment from Sid there. Engineers and Seasoned Brisket Union forming a big old scrum. So Season 3.
I mean, the funniest thing about this is...
Two super football-y teams. Let's
it's
just punch
not
each
even
other.
that. When you look at this lineup and you see it going to a fight, generally I would put that in favour of the Engineers as the team with access to damage buffs.
Yep.
It's weird that it's going this way, where you've just essentially got the Union taking full control over that takeout game.
That being said, Pinvice has to go. Has tooled up on her. Hoist has to go. Can get deletion on him. Avarice, no influence, is going to be purely at their mercy and relying on counterattacks to keep himself safe.
I mean, that's done pretty well for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, Avarice has, what, 7 health left? Matt's looking at... don't do it, Matt. She's got unpredictable movement.
So Matt is now weighing up going in on Brisket with Pinvice again and does appear to have forgotten unpredictable movement. Is Jason gonna remind him about it?
Oh, no, you don't.
Do you not?
Not when you...
Is this the scumbag retort for the coffee cup on the table and the tape measure? Is that what that is?
That is. So this is round 1 of the tournament. You are unproven as of yet. I don't think I would announce unpredictable movements. I would do it at the start of the game just to get everything off my chest.
Am I the only one that's not a scumbag here?
I think you are. Well, for me, whenever I've played and I use my Smoke Alchemist, I say, just to remind you...
Right at the start of the game.
Compound has Gluttonous Mass and Counter Charge. Smoke's got unpredictable movements.
Yeah.
If you come within 1 inch of Calculus, you'll get poisoned.
Okay.
And go through everyone's negatives to him so that when it happens in-game, I don't feel guilty. And I'll be like, ha, got you. You forgot the rule. Because I've said it.
So you would laugh at them?
Oh, I would. And be like, ha, 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 you forgot the rule I told you 5 minutes ago.
Person.
Yep.
What an awful, awful person.
Team Fun for WTC. Team Captain, me.
Oh, God.
Taking the Brewers.
So, just while Matt's in the tank here, so interestingly, the ball is up there. Loose, it has been dropped. Mother going, dropping a nest marker. So using the spider web to hook the ball with Mother.
Oh yeah, webbing.
Yeah.
Once per turn during this model's activation, if there is a friendly nest marker within 2 inches of a free ball, this model may remove the nest marker from the pitch to gain possession of the ball marker. So the nest doesn't get it.
Yeah,
Mother gets it.
So I'm going to hook that.
And she could not
pass it to Mother.
It.
Just pass it to Pinvice, sorry.
Yeah, she's got one on us. Yeah.
There's no way that scatter can not really land on... I mean, it's how close they are. It's very unlikely.
It's
can
impossible.
even move out, so base to base. I think a roll to the 1 or 6 would take it not... I think it would go to... If it was a roll to the 1, I think it would hit that... I mean, with where that crate is, I think it's very likely.
But because it's going to... what we assume would be going to Pinvice, because of the 30mm ball path, she would just intercept it.
Generally speaking, but I think the 1 might make it hit the crate, but I think it would land within an inch of her.
Yeah. Which is still fine.
And if it went to the 6, it's hoist.
Yeah, that's
probably, which is also
fine because Season Brisket's gone now.
Matt just looking up the potential pass to hoist.
Needing 6s.
Not sure why he's not looking at the pass to Pinvice. As far as I'm aware, she's not engaged by anybody, correct?
No.
So it'd be 1 dice pass, needing a 4.
Yeah. Oh, he's spending the influence to burrow over to the ball.
And then he burrows over. Burrow removes the marker.
But she can still move, so he could just move an inch back and pick it up and move along. Just both players here just clarifying exactly what's going on.
Jason now down to 14 minutes on his clock. Matt down to 14 minutes on his clock.
Obviously, one of the things for the Engineers, new guild for Matt. He's got to figure out everything. We've seen a few mistakes this game. Obviously, they are a new guild for him. And again, I just don't see where Matt tends to get his VPs from. I think it's takeouts here. He's hoping to play the takeout game.
I can only assume the plan is get a takeout and a goal and just save that goal until super late.
Yeah. But he is currently, 9 minutes behind his opponent?
Yep.
There is 46 minutes in the round, so he will clock out surely before this happens.
Yep.
I also think a goal would set everything off. And
it'd definitely be a chain reaction.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think the final score of this game will be in Twitch chat? I'm putting it down to sort of like 12-6.
Do you think it's going to get to 12? That's
see,
interesting. I think this one might be a go to time.
Really?
I'm thinking 9-6 to the Union.
To the Union. All right.
I think they're going to get that Ratchet takeout. I think they're going to get a goal, and I think they'll get 1 VP from the clock out before the round ends.
So Pinvice moving in.
And then I think
base with Harry and Season Brisket.
So Jason also forgetting about unpredictable movement on Brisket.
Yeah.
So he's moved in, and Jason didn't use the unpredictable movement.
Or he wants it for something else, maybe.
I can't see why you would just take a hit on a captain on 7 health.
Going after Season Brisket.
With deletion up.
Looking for 4 ones, 2 misses, so 3 net hits.
Roll, 3 hits, give him 3 damage if he wants it.
Oh, she's tooled up and deletion.
Oh, I didn't realise she was tooled up too. Of course, Ratchet with that really early activation to keep him alive.
Yep, I would definitely use... Both players just getting confused about what happened there.
And the counter-attack. 1 success. Oh no, so 2 successes.
Double dodge away.
1 non-momentous 2-inch dodge, and Brisket gets to safety.
Brisket's
Everything
safe.
that Jason wants on these counter-attacks coming out, and now Brisket's only option is to...
Wail on Harry.
Sorry, Pinvice's only option is to hit Harry and give up some momentum.
Oh, Harry countering.
Has Harry activated?
He has. He went first. Beat up Ratchet is crazy.
Correct. So he has gone crazy, so it's going to be a big counter-attack going
Unless
for a double push.
Pinvice spikes her dice, gets the knockdown. She does not.
That is a horrendous roll on 6 dice. That's 4 ones, a 2 and a 3.
5 ones?
No, 1 was a 2.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It's 4 ones, a 2 and a 3. And then a gigantic roll of 4 hits on 7 dice on 5s.
2 damage and a pushback. Oh, you've got to feel for Matt there. This is rough. That was rough.
This is not going well.
No, Matt.
That's safe to say.
Matt just getting nothing that he wants, and Jason getting everything on the counter-attacks.
Yep. Jason has been playing very aggressive, and he hasn't really had any downfall for that. He does have multiple players very low down. Avarice on quite low amounts of health. I believe Brisket's getting lower now.
Yep, so we just see this here. Benediction is considering a charge onto Ratchet.
Interesting. I don't think he'll be able to get a charge. Oh,
I don't know. It's
a very tight line. That nest marker we were giving Matt a bit of grief for early on seems to be causing a lot of issues.
So what do you think we're looking for on the charge from Benediction? It'd be tack 10-8. No, sorry, 10-11 probably.
He's just got to be looking for the takeout. Surely he's got to be looking for just cranking that damage in.
Yeah, I mean, so he's got 10 dice. Looking at 3s and 1. 5 hits gets him 3 damage.
Massive dice spike again.
1 off for armor.
5 successes on that.
That's 3 non-momentous.
Guessing he's going to go for the 3 non-momentous.
Jason's got 4 momentum. Matt's got 0.
And he does take the non-momentous 3 damage.
Ratchet back down to 2 health.
Yep. And then the bag of coffers attack coming in.
Free bonus time up to 7 dice. If he can get 3 net hits, which he has hit with everything. Oh my goodness. That is a takeout. Dead Ratchet.
Big takeout. And Big Benny, first thing he does,
2 momentous
he wanders
damage.
in and gets a takeout.
Hey.
What a guy.
Oh, and icing on the cake for Jason there. He gets the momentous 2, the only momentous damage on his playbook. Oh, so 6 momentum there for
6 momentum.
Jason.
Jason in a commanding position now with
4 victory points for Jason.
4 VPs to nothing for Jason. And Matt is now
despairing.
Full tilt.
Matt's on full tilt.
Doesn't know what to do. There is
something you can do, Matt. You can go with Hoist. You can try and score next turn.
I mean, he can't because he left the ball on Mother.
Yeah, should have unsnapped it.
And now he can't score.
No, he can't score this turn. I think Hoist should stop punching Avarice. Just generate momentum, bring it back closer.
So he'll be on what, 4 dice? 4 dice into Avarice. My only concern would be the counter attack.
Oh yeah, well
because they have been on fire for Jason. So Hoist is activating.
Oh, Matt in deep doo-doo here.
Yeah.
Should have been more aggressive. Sid says, so, time to rage quit and turn the table.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
table flip is
errata
Matt's.
every union model.
Yeah.
For the rest of the tournament.
Just everybody beware that if you play Matt and you table him, you are damning your guild.
Yeah, they're done.
So he is attacking Avarice, gone for 3 hits. 3 hits,
So
push
he's gone
dodge.
for a push dodge.
Surely take him out of cover.
Matt not bothering to measure that one there.
No, just
Why bother?
Just throw the models around. Cancel your cover out. Okay, because you put him... I'd take him out of cover to cancel his cover.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's looking for the crowd out and maybe hoping that he does get an opportunity to at least get on the board with the takeout of Avarice. And he's got a net of 2 hits on that attack, so he's going for another.
And I believe Avarice here called the counter attack.
Shoves him out of cover, dodges around.
Hoist hadn't moved yet, had he?
Hoist the Wrangler.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh!
There we go. Big. He's managed to land them all there, so that'll be the total of 6 net hits.
6 net hits.
Is a wrap, correct? Isn't it a wrap? It is a wrap.
Yeah, it is a wrap. But you can't get momentum off the extra thing or do damage because it's 1 damage and tackle.
Correct.
So the spiky dice there, not worth anything.
Matt just realising the wrap is no use to him.
Oh, it's not looking good for Matt here.
I think he was just too defensive.
He was.
I think he just was too willing to sit back, and it's a lot of committing to plans that counter-attacks have just taken off the table.
Yeah. You know what? Looking at it again, it is a very strong counter-attack team with Harry activating first, getting crazy. Benediction's pushy. Avarice is pushy. He's keeping Greed safe. Jason's played this well. I mean...
Interestingly, as we were discussing at the start about Harry, the potential of taking Harry out, Jason clearly aware of that because Harry has gone first every time he's won initiative. Granted, he's been in very good positions to do so.
To go first.
But he's every time, just because he knows how much of a boon that is to Harry when you go first, get that extra attack on the table.
Yeah. So Greed beginning to move up just because he's moving Avarice and Greed. Avarice there, getting back into cover. And to Fishmonger McSteam, you said, did I say Team Fluff? No, I said Team Fun.
Team Fun.
Team Fun. Hashtag Team Fun.
There's like a silent anti in front of that, right?
Yeah.
When you're involved.
Yep. Always. Good morning, Quids from the States. Welcome to Vengeance, covered by Steamforged Twitch stream here. So since Matt is just thinking, should we do a rundown of the guilds that have turned up to Vengeance?
We can do a quick rundown of the guilds we've got represented.
Should. So at last check-in...
Just turned over to Jason, so if we put a pause on that, because Jason's shadow liking with Mist, and then he's going to go for that clearing Gluttonous Mass again.
Yep.
So -1 for that.
3s and 1.
3-1. So Gluttonous Mass goes.
Yep.
2 net hits.
2 net hits.
And then he's going to go again, and I'm guessing this is just going to be for a bit of momentum. And he gets all of them down to 3 net
Jason
hits.
rolling hot fire today.
Yeah. These is
taking a push dodge.
Very, very solid dice rolling.
Yep.
And it's one of those unfortunate events where it's very solid dice rolling from one player and very poor dice rolling from another.
Yeah.
Which is very much meaning that it's going all one person's way.
Yeah.
Not to discount Jason's performance. He's played very well.
He's played very safely. Jason there using the kickoff widgets. So obviously he has bought the 2-player starter set. He owns Brewers and Masons. Good to see. They're in use at tournament play.
And he's gone for the push dodge on Mist. Just to separate them out.
Keep them 2 inches apart, or just under. Seasoned Brisket also engaging compound, taking away that counter charge. Oh, sorry, Rush
and
Keeper.
It's back over to Matt.
That's
and they are rolling for initiative.
So
Jason on a +3, he rolls a 3, and Jason wins it.
Jason wins it with a total score of 8 against Matt's.
So in terms of the clock, we've got Jason on 18 minutes and Matt on 7.5 minutes.
Plus 11 minutes. There is 36 minutes left in the round. Avarice getting stacked up. Harry getting stacked up.
He's going for the throat now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to be Harry going first.
Yep.
As has worked so well. How much health is Harry sitting on now? Has Harry been healed? Because he's gone crazy.
Harry healed himself last time. He is sitting, I believe, on 15, unless Pinvice did some damage to him. I think
he's gone crazy 3 times, is it?
He has, yep. And then he
Which
healed.
would put him on 10, so a heal would put him on 14.
Yes, yeah. Harry's fine.
Allocation coming out.
Hoist
that looks like
3
on Hoist. Looking at the Union allocation, we're looking at 2 on Avarice, 4 on Harry.
4 on Harry's a given at this point.
I don't think Benny got any.
No, I don't think so.
I think Mist got 2 again. And who's that sitting? Is that Brisket sitting in the middle of that little ruck?
It is, yes, yeah.
Maybe 4 on her as well.
The sun has come out in Stockport and made the table blinding white. We'll go sort out the brightness on the camera. This is the issue we were having earlier when the table was quite dark. The sun wasn't out, and so it was dark. Now it's... So
interestingly, we have Avarice activating first, I believe, this time.
Yeah, I guess if you can, get over, hit Mother.
I think it's just perhaps the concern of his health.
Yeah, get some momentum, heal him. 3 net hits. Surely that's a knockdown. Yep, there we go.
Takes the knockdown.
Knockdown. Now it's 4s, 6 dice.
That's interesting.
3 net hits, singled out.
This is interesting. I would not be prioritising a Pinvice takeout here. With her reanimate,
it's just not likely. 5s, 4s now.
You've got to put so much into it.
Lots of hits.
And that's a gigantic roll there.
Goodness.
He's missed 1 of them.
2,
so that
4,
is a
6,
wrap and then halfway
8,
up the playbook.
9.
On a model
9 dice.
Requiring 4s.
He's
missed 1 on the roll. It's a huge hit from Avarice.
Goodness.
And then he's healing Avarice up.
So Avarice now on 8 health left.
So 8?
Yeah, he was on 4, now back up to 8. With Tough Hide, and the damage buffs needed to be applied before obviously stripping that.
Just some poor dice rolls just at the last minute have really cost Matt, and he just keeps getting so close to these takeouts.
So close, and then
however,
pulled away.
He is knocked down.
Yep.
He could now use Fixer.
Now he could. Now he could
now use Fixer.
Yeah. Why are people putting their... Get that away from here. Sorry, someone's just come and gave us their...
Just thrown a score sheet at us.
Score sheet at us as if we're the TOs. We're not TOs. We don't know what we're doing.
No,
we're barely...
just about know the rules of the game.
Yeah.
So, Matt in the tank.
So Matt's thinking, whilst he's thinking, because it will be a long time, he's only got 6 minutes left. We've got 115 players, I think.
115 players in total.
Yep. 20 of which are playing the Union.
Yep.
19 of which are playing Engineers, so a nice matchup to show that the most...
yeah, and currently...
Matt there, I think, sorry, back to the game. We'll get back to the stats later on, maybe at the end of the game.
Yep.
Pinvice here is hitting...
I think she's deletioned and she's now trying to get rid of Avarice.
Yeah, he is counter-attacked, so let's see what happens.
And he
4 dice.
Rolls 3 successes. Going to be taking the 2 damage, I'm guessing.
2 damage? I believe Matt spent the momentum to stand up because he's a fool.
Yeah.
So he just knocks it down again. Sacrifice your movement to stand up, or just get the double. If you get the knockdown, you get the double push.
That's a dodge. Matt remembering that's a dodge, fortunately.
Yep, getting into cover.
Dodges into cover. That's intelligent.
Yeah.
Try and... I mean, now he's going to be... Singled out counter attack is so grim, though.
Yeah, 7 dice. Needing 5.
He's going away.
My goodness.
It's a huge dice roll against
5 net hits, needing 5s from 7 dice.
So that's going to be some damage and a double push. 3 damage and a double push.
Matt, my heart aches for you. This is grim. Oh.
Is he going to take it, though? The knockdown might be the...
Push her away.
She's still got her jog. She'll just jog back in. He's gone for the 3 damage and the double push.
I think that the damage is what's helping out here more so than anything.
I think that's Pinvice on 1, maybe 2 health.
1 health remaining on Pinvice, yeah.
Oh dear.
Sid the Cook asked, is there 60 alks?
No, there's not many alchemists.
There are 12. 12 of 115.
It's generally got an even spread. We have 4 teams with 12 people playing them.
Yep.
Butchers, Alchemists, Morticians and Fish, all with 12 playing them.
Yep. Brewer's got 10, Hunter's got 10, Mason's got 9.
Yeah. So pretty even spread outside. It's unusual where generally you would assume that you would see that general
Alchemist,
theme
fisherman.
of Alchemist and Fish being those big represented guilds, and this time it is in fact the Union and the Engineers.
Yeah. I think Engineers, we were chatting about this before the camera started rolling, that they have been talked about a lot in Season 3 about how good they'll be, but we've never really seen them come out to an event en masse. So it's interesting at an event this size that the Engineers have now decided to really
make a showing.
Yeah.
Or not, as maybe the case with Matt.
I think Matt is not representative of Engineer players. His lineup is very different to what I think we'd see.
It's an unusual lineup, and being entirely fair, there have been a lot of unfortunate dice in this game.
Sid, our friend obviously in Twitch chat here, says apparently Matt didn't get the hint from those first 2 or 3 blasts how this game was going to go.
Yep. I mean, I almost worry at this point if Matt ever decides to go for a goal with these 2 extremely goal-scoring centric lineups. We haven't seen a shot on goal. I believe we have seen 1 pass all game.
Yes, 2 passes.
What was this? Oh yeah, sorry, Pinvice.
Pinvice to Hoist, and then Hoist back to Pinvice.
Oh, okay.
And then she took the dodge and dropped the ball off.
Okay, yep. But I can't help but think that when Matt finally does go for that shot, assuming it's him, that it'll miss.
But knowing Jason's rolling, he'll get a screamer. And
oh god, like a double screamer. Oh, what's that? 4 dice. Oh, that's 4 sixes. Easy peasy.
3 dice, 4 sixes.
Yeah, 3 dice, 4 hits, 4 sixes. Yeah. Oh, what's that? A 1 dice snapshot. Easy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Harry here eyeing up Hoist and Pinvice. Pinvice just getting out of dodge.
Which is interesting. I would be eyeing up, as you said earlier, those 2 players on the edge of the pitch.
Look at
them. They are both plump. Sitting there, ready to just... That is 4 VPs just sitting on the edge of the pitch. Harry, just charge up, run up, sprint up, get there any way you can.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have to be wary of that compound melee zone. I know, which is the one reason I'm not sure he can get there. Harry is going crazy, and I would just be thinking, move Harry up and shove Ratchet off the pitch. I think there's a way that he can get to Ratchet.
There's even a way... oh no, not with just 2 influence on Mist, but Mist could have potentially, with 4, Shadow-like 2.
Shadow-like out, go for the charge and that push dodge.
Push dodge Ratchet off the pitch.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
I want that to happen now.
I know.
But, yeah, Jason seems to kind of just ignoring that.
Yeah. So this is Harry here going after Mother and the ball. Yeah, makes sense actually. If you can get the ball, get the goal, you would be 8-0 up and the game is yours. Matt?
Yeah, but if you go for that play over there, I can't help but think that that's the stronger, because then you've 2 activations up.
True, very true. Harry there taking the tackle. Surely you hoof it back over into the mix. Hit again, get momentum, kick it into the mix.
Do you kick it into the mix? Do you go for a snapshot here?
I don't think you need to go for a snapshot. I think you just
always need to go for a snapshot.
Yeah, you always need to go for a snapshot.
It's a shame that Coin is so far back.
If only. At some point this tournament, we really want to see a mascot goal or ideally a mascot snapshot.
I just want to see all mascots all the time.
Yeah. Oh, he kicks it to Benediction. Successful.
Nails it. Big Benny now has the ball.
There's a nest marker. So I don't really know the nest markers. I never really delved. Do you count as being engaged? Oh, -1 to TN tests. Yeah. No. So doesn't help on the passes.
Unfortunately not.
Guys in Twitch chat just chatting about the WTC and who will be there. Right.
Belgium, correct?
Yes, in Belgium in September. Ratchet there.
Okay, so Ratchet is gonna. I mean, his blast earths have been going so well this game.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong? And he goes for it on Big Benny, nails it, gets a 6.
That's 3 damage.
He goes for one on Mist, which misses.
Missed.
And on Brisket, nails it with a 6.
Very little,
Matt
very
has
late.
2 minutes 33 seconds on his clock. Jason has 13 minutes 45 seconds.
Believe.
I want Matt to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. So we can see.
We can just laugh at him. for the rest of the day?
There's 26 minutes left in the round. There is 2 minutes left on Matt's clock, 13 on Jason's. Scoring's going to go. Probably give it to Benediction. Yeah,
so bag of coffers on Big Benny.
Big Ben.
I just think Big Benny is so adorable.
I think Ben's going to go score.
Oh, yeah. Big Benny goal in his first game at the tournament.
His first game on camera, take-out goal.
What a guy.
What a guy.
MVP.
People looking at Grace going,
no,
she's
he's
the one you want.
unsnapped it. Don't do that.
Oh,
just go and bang it in.
No. Just go score.
Bang it in, Benny.
You've got a free bonus time. Your kick is 3-6.
Being like 100% serious, going for a goal here with Benny leaves your really fast players available to go and get the ball and go for another one. It's
retrieval.
not the worst idea.
Oh, is he going for it?
No,
oh, he's punching.
So he left the ball behind. So can confirm he did leave the ball behind. He didn't forget to move the ball. And then he's gone for his bag of coffers hit just to get rid of Gluttonous Mass. Is he looking for another takeout here, do you think?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you just go score. You go score and you wrap the game up with that.
I mean, who is engaging? So he's got Big Benny engaging. Okay, yeah, it's the... I was just curious as to whether Compound could just wander around and get that ball.
Yeah. Who's...
So Mother's just moved.
Here we go. Mist going for the
Shadow Liking back. Is he going to go for the... No, he's going...
Walk in, have a
this
shot.
This is not as entertaining as I was hoping. I was hoping for a charge, push, dodge, take out with Mist. No.
Mist charging Compound?
Mist charging Compound. I'm not sure what he's charging. I don't know what he's really looking for here.
I guess just ticking that damage up, but...
Guaranteeing the dodge.
Gets into tapping range. If Mist has 3 on him, that's fine because you just get a big...
Well, I'm assuming he has.
Yeah. Yeah. And Grace. Yeah, it is.
So Gluttonous Mass is
gone.
Gone. Big roll. 2 misses.
2 misses.
1 for armor.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Gets the wrap.
7 net hits.
I'm guessing we're going to see a push dodge. So he gets
3 inches of dodges.
So he's going to put 4 inches between them.
Yeah.
Matt now putting an offer of £100 for those dice. We will get back to you if that deal does go through.
Yeah, I think I'd take that.
That might turn the game.
Definitely. It informs and scores.
Almost a screamer.
Almost.
He gets a 4, a 5, and a 1,
so
a 4, a 5, and a
8-0
6.
to Jason.
Now 8-0 to Jason. Jason not doing anything after scoring, leaving Mist where he is, and the ball getting hoofed back out into the danger zone. Matt looking for an aggressive kick here, I'm guessing, just so he gets on the board, but this is risky.
Yeah, so what we could see here is ball out, see where it scatters. I think Matt, where he had it, is the right place. You can have hoist, replicate, burrow.
So interestingly,
near the
as we were discussing earlier, where the bag of coffers option to help Greed get the ball up there is not on the table at the moment because we saw a bag of coffers used on Benediction.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would necessarily turn the tide of the game.
Matt placing it gets 3 inches in the 5 direction. Don't
so does that not hit that crate?
No, because
the goal kick ignores it.
The ball ignores
it. Big loopy kick.
Yeah. Big hoofing
and
kick.
He doesn't choose to snap that with anyone, but
Neo.
He's gone for so he's going to play a.
Oh,
what's he going for?
Not brisket.
It's on Mist.
Matt's very loud in my ear.
It's Matt very, very loud.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So
has not gone
what do we
for
think?
Matt,
So do you think Matt's just going to try and get some VPs on the board at this point?
Get some VPs on the board. He's got 1 minute 30 left on his time.
The first takeout was Veteran Velocity at the hands of Harry across 2 turns. So he took, I believe it was 6 damage at the end of turn 1 and then a further 8 at the end of the first activation.
Reverse it. He knocked down in turn 2.
Yeah. Oh, right, correct.
8-6.
No, I think it... Yes, you are correct.
Because he had to hit the 3 twice.
Yep.
And we were like, that's the wrong choice.
Yep. But yeah, due to them more fortunate dice rolling, even after a poor playbook selection in our choice on the first roll of the attack that he made at the top of 2 after winning initiative.
Yep.
He still managed to get the 3 damage he wanted to get that done.
Sun has gone away in Stockport, so the camera is going to have to just dip in and out because we can't keep changing it as the weather comes and goes. Maybe we can get the curtains closed. We'll
just so
try
we
and
get
sort
some
something
consistency.
out.
We'll try and sort something out for you. But obviously we have to. We
So
don't want to be interfering with the players too much.
Yep. FB Rother in the Twitch chat just said, "What? Not painted models?" We said at the start of the game, Grace and Benediction have been pre-released at this event, and they are allowed to be played unpainted because we didn't want to give players one night to paint their models.
Though we did, surprisingly, have quite a lot of people that did paint them, and there are some beautiful ones that I've seen towards our Twitter accounts and stuff. There's some really nicely painted ones.
Looks like Season Brisket just going in on compound here.
Well, that's a poor dice roll. Would you believe
hit.
it? That is the first time we've seen one hit out of Jason all game.
Yeah. Matt Hart, just for the time left, has 35 seconds, and there is 20 minutes left in the round.
So Matt spent a lot of time in the tank.
Yeah, he has. The thing is, I find in my games of Guild Ball that when you start to take a lot of time on your clock to think, you're giving your opponent time to think, so that when it gets back to their turn, they can immediately go, and then you're back in your tank, and it just spirals.
It's kind
and
of
spirals
that spiraling snowball effect.
Yeah, so you just need to start making snap decisions to force them to think on their clock.
Or plan for snap decisions. So you just give 3 players a lot of influence that you're pretty certain are safe, and use 3 burn activations to get your clock down and give you some thinking time.
Yep. Think on their clock.
Yep. So while we've just got some thinking going on here, just a quick catch-up of what's happened. Quick overview of the game so far for those that have just joined us.
Just joined us in the States.
So we saw the takeout at the top of turn 2 on Vet Velocity at the hands of Harry.
Correct.
Then a lot of scuffling around. The ball put safe by Matt, opting to not go for the turn 1 goal after receiving.
Yep.
And then we just saw a kind of bit of a noodle fight in the middle, basically, where not a whole much happened. Then we eventually saw Ratchet go down towards the... Was that at the top of 3?
It was at the very end of 3, yeah.
At the end of 3?
End of 3, because Ratchet was beaten up by Harry, he healed. He got beaten up by Brisket and pushed her away, and then he got killed by Benny with the charge and Bag of Coffers attack.
Correct.
Where he spiked up to got the big
and
6.
Then at the top of this turn, we saw Harry go and retrieve the ball from the engineers finally, pass it to Benediction, who then dropped it and snapped it to Mist. And then we've seen Mist put it in the goal. I think it's fair to say the tale of this game has been Jason's counter-attacks.
Jason's counter-attacks this game have been on point. They have hit everything that he's needed. He's pushed Matt away. Arguably, poor choice from Matt for the guild. There's so many 1-inch melees that he is leaving himself super vulnerable to a super pushy guild. You know, Avarice has got double push on 2, Benny's got double push on 2, Harry's got double push on 2, and they are just disengaging.
Just shoving him away, and Matt's just... Alongside Matt having poor dice, he's also just had so many suboptimal activations where he's just wasted influence on something that just hasn't quite gone right. But there's been some peculiar ones. Pin Vice going on an Avarice multiple times, knowing that unless you get that knockdown, which is unlikely, you're never going to be getting those results you want.
I mean, it's almost arguable there are better choices.
Momentous double push coming in here, and off the pitch goes...
Oh, no, I think just... Oh...
Who's
Harry there,
off?
pushing Hoist off, I think.
That's Hoist off the pitch for 2 VPs.
Yep.
So that is...
Sid, the coach, is saying...
That's 10 VPs to Jason now.
Is Rich playing his bling-bling too much gold union? Yes, he is.
Pin Vice coming in. Matt down to his last 10 seconds on his clock.
So when Matt hits 0, he'll get 1 minute, and then he'll concede a VP. So 4, 3, 2... 1.
So he's now
Matt's out of time. He's on 1 minute clocks, and then we'll concede a VP.
Conceding VPs.
This game will be over very quickly.
Yeah, we're going to have a
game. All Jason really needs to do is after this activation, click his clock.
Yeah, I mean Jason can't lose here.
He cannot lose this.
Cannot lose here. He's two activations, 2 Matt activations away from
victory.
Well, 1 really, because he'll concede a VP at the end of this activation.
Yep. And then he just clicks his clock, and Matt just has to shake his
However,
hand.
intelligent play from Matt, taking that Pin Vice activation there, giving him a minute and 12-second activation on his longest activation rather than just a minute. And I know it's not a big thing, but that is intelligent play.
Yeah, it's the right call. If he puts Alternator on himself, he just loses.
That is true.
Because he goes, concedes a VP, immediately goes again, gives up another VP at the end of it, after scoring a goal, hopefully.
Alternator's the speed one.
Is it?
Alternator's +2.
Oh, it's controller.
Speed.
Yeah, you're right.
Controller is the other one. But Matt had already moved, so I realised there was probably no point in doing that.
Yeah.
The kick roll with Matt of
he's just
4-1.
He's just punted it away. Why? Oh dear.
And there's that activation over. So that is 11 to Jason.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, correct. Yep. So Matt there, I think he should have used Pinvice's legendary, get the
just
auto
to try and
out,
get the
pass
ball
it
up
to
there.
Mother, dodge
get out of
it.
dodge and just try and get a goal.
No, dodge with dodge, not get out of dodge. Oh man. Bloodless Mass triggered.
Bloodless Mass triggered. How much health is Compound on? I can't quite tell from the curve.
He's on plenty. He's got 12 left.
That's fine.
2 damage done.
2 damage coming out of Brisket.
Oh, thank you. BBZ says thanks for the commentary. It's been great. Thank goodness, because we have been rambling.
Yeah, we have been rambling. Let us know, feedback-wise, if you would like more just focused on the game, if you're enjoying just watching the game and us just picking out the important bits.
I mean, this is our first time doing this one, so hopefully as the day goes on, we'll just get better and better. Because
that is game over there.
That's game. That's 12-0 to Jason. Congratulations. Unfortunate for Matt there. Let's put our players on mute so we don't need to hear them.
As Matt was just saying at the end there, that was a pretty miserable game in terms of dice. There were just so many situations where a counter-attack just ruined everything he was looking for.
I mean, both players forgot their defensive tech, unpredictable movement.
Yes, we saw.
Guys, turn your cards over.
Read them.
Your character traits.
Just read them.
Everybody. That is so important to playing Guild Ball.
So we had Matt forgetting Sturdy on Hoist when he got knocked down, spending the momentum to clear it. We had an unpredictable movement. We assume forgotten on Vet Brisket. Or perhaps that was Jason just flexing his dominance and going, I don't need it. I'll just get the double dodge from the counter attack. Because that's all I've done all game.
Yeah. I'd love to have seen him dodge to an inch away and then jump 2 inches. Go on, have a hit.
He's gonna move 1 inch so you get your one hit. Because I feel sorry for you, but then I'm definitely taking my 1 inch dodge on the one to definitely get out.
To get out, yeah.
But yeah, we did a quick overview of the game briefly there, but just to go back over, Jason ultimately, I'm not sure if the score perhaps feels a bit flattering. He played very, very well, but any avenue Matt had for VPs was getting shut down by huge counter-attack rolls. I think we saw Jason rolling relatively consistently above average on all of his attacks, and Matt rolling consistently below average. We had.
I mean, if Matt had average dice in turn 1, that's a dead greed. That's 2 VPs on the board, and just from a player perspective, you are on the up because I'm ahead. I can play aggressively here. As soon as you lose someone and you're on the defensive, you're like, right, I need to try and get some VPs, and your mind goes into a different state.
And interestingly, we saw Matt receive, not opt to go for that turn 1 goal. He stuck the ball on Pinvice, sat on the ball on Pinvice, and we actually saw. We questioned the decision of kicking with Harry at the start. We questioned that. Where Jason opted to kick with Harry, we thought there were better options, more aggressive options, maybe Mist or Brisket, just to go and put pressure on the ball. And not forgetting that the game started out of Jason. Yeah. We saw a kick scatter go to the 6 twice, which actually led that to finishing on his side of the pitch. So Matt had choice of where that ball went. Yeah,
he made the right choice putting it on Pinvice because it meant that there couldn't be any ball retrieval because she's got close control. Yeah. He should have done something more with it. He should have gone for that potential first turn goal, or just push up Hoist super aggressively. Yeah. You know, if you play safe, then you don't get Harry generating the full momentum at the end of the turn.
Yeah. Well, even if I think you still see Harry generating that momentum. But the problem is you've got 2 goalkeepers in your lineup. Yeah. Against a goal-scoring team, 2 goalkeepers doesn't do much in terms of direct goal scoring. No. But against snapshots, that's a big deterrent. And if you're up on that goal trading, those 4 VP trades, the only way that the other player can get back into that is obviously 2 takeouts, which Matt just played into. He clustered up. He got dragged into fights, which granted, he arguably should have winning, but you can't lose him if you don't get dragged into him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you basically, to get back into that game, you need takeouts, or you're looking for a snapshot. Yeah. And he just didn't play to the strengths of his lineup.
No. But also, just on the player choice, obviously the draft system, when Matt saw, those Harry's obviously quite an early player drop because he's such a good player. When you then see the other 2-inch melee in there, benediction go down, you
Yes.
start putting your own 2 inches in. Because
Especially,
you have to do
well,
that.
I say especially with the knowledge that the opposing captain has unpredictable movement, but they both forgot that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for myself, obviously, Matt, we talked about this earlier. For those of you who joined late, might not know, Matt doesn't have regular velocity in his 10, which we think is a mistake on his behalf, because you should have your striker who is just out and out.
So just to go back over Matt's 10, Matt's tournament 10 are Ballista, Pinvice, Mother, the only mascot, Colossus, Harry, Ratchet, Hoist, Veteran Velocity, Compound, and Locust.
Right.
Who do you think you would swap out to get Velocity in there?
For myself, I think I would swap out Veteran Velocity. Because you've got your goalkeeper in Compound, and he does a good enough job of being a deterrent, because he does something with nothing, brings 2 influence. Veteran Velocity does the same, where she does nothing with her influence, but gives 2 to the team. But when Compound gets his counter charge and gets into the melee, he is such a good outfield player. I have used him so frequently after the counter charge.
You just send him up.
And he's fast. He's 5'7". You know, he's got good speed. He's a 2-6 kick, so he's not terrible at footballing. He's got a fantastic counter-attacking playbook and gluttonous mass.
He does.
And he can just generate you with the momentum if you need it, and also just be this anchor in the centre of the pitch. Yeah,
no, I can't help but agree. I mean, Veteran Velocity's influence on that game was get taken out. And then basically, forcing Jason. Jason ended up making Jason put Mist into that tap-in range because Veteran Velocity came back on the pitch.
But that's also not a negative, because I think if I was in Jason's position, I'd have done that anyway to take the threes. Yes. He was so far up in Matt's face that he could go to tapping range without overextending.
Oh, yeah, Jason played so aggressively. I mean, if we question the choice of that legendary, the way the game went, I don't think I saw a time where it would have been better to apply that legendary. It was a decently timed legendary, enabled him to get on the front foot and stay on the front foot. Matt definitely didn't see it coming.
No.
And it was peculiar how the game started with Matt so spread out.
Yeah, he was very...
And then ended up so clustered up, just played into it.
Right, so for those of you guys at home, the next match, let me just get my roster up here. Where has it all gone? It's all gone to pot. Next game is at 12 o'clock, so give us we're going to wrap this up any second. 15 minutes to get a quick break. Probably be a little bit longer than that because the round's over in 9, and then we get some break. So
and we get a nice drink.
We'll go get a drink. We'll see you again during the next round. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter, because that's where we're going to post when the live is about to go. The round is about to go live. And we'll see who is next. Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed the first game. Only 6 more to go.
Woo!
Catch you later, guys.